Last year, Audi and McLaren denied reports about a potential partnership between the two brands that have already been formed. Well, it looks like those rumors were not just rumors. After all, because the Volkswagen Group has already confirmed their entry to Formula One with Porsche and Audi, it's already at the very advanced stage. This move was even welcomed by Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Volkswagen might have never been involved in Formula One racing before, but it has collaborated with Red Bull in the World Rally Championship. Right now, Formula One is going through several changes as the FIA is focusing more on the sustainability side of things by getting the new hybrid engine regulations by 2026, and these engines would be switching to 100% sustainable fuels. This makes things more exciting for manufacturers to make an entry because this is going to be very different, unlike anything they've done before. Volkswagen Group is already preparing themselves to announce the entry of Audi and Porsche, our brands in Formula One, which happens to be the apex of motorsports. The Volkswagen Group has already allowed the entry of Audi and Porsche in F1 by 2026, provided that the next engine formula for the motorsport removes the contentious MGU-H element and dramatically reduces fuel usage. Formula One already announced a partnership with Aramco, which will enable the next generation engines to be powered completely by biofuel. Engine manufacturers like Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull Powertrains, and Renault have already agreed to the removal of MGU-H and bolstered the electrical element. Porsche was rumored to have a partnership with Red Bull with its new powertrain division, while Audi, on the other hand, would be working with McLaren. Audi offered as much as $500 million for a stake in the team, but only expected both of these brands to be participating in Formula One by October 2026 because in 2022, all Formula One teams have already entered an engine research and development program to meet the 2026 regulations. Aston Martin as a company expressed their desire to develop its own engines despite having a very good relationship with Mercedes, which owns a stake in it. So, an Audi-Aston Martin partnership might end Aston Martin's tie-up with Mercedes. The technical director of Alfa Romeo team Jean Monchot used to work at Audi, which could help make things a lot more interesting than it is already. Audi has got some other plans. The Audi team would like to be more than a support role for a team and want the control of a team for themselves. But setting up a team for Audi might cost a lot of money and time. But taking over a team right now is one of the best options for Audi right now. Audi has already been linked to several teams, but the problem right now is that Audi does not have a lot of control, so it makes a lot of sense for Audi to want more control within the team and take over things over a larger share. McLaren was linked to Audi, but Audi did not have a big role in this partnership, much of a say in this partnership. Even Williams got a very similar attitude with the new owner. So Audi's on the lookout for the best candidate out there, and right now it looks like the candidate is going to be Sauber, which right now races under the Alfa Romeo name. This is not the first time Sauber partnered with a German manufacturer. Sauber partnered with BMW before, and it was quite successful. In a release statement, Volkswagen stated, "The management and supervisory boards of Volkswagen AG, Porsche AG, and Audi AG have confirmed plans for a possible entry into Formula One by the two brands. The Audi and Porsche brands will provide details later. We have not yet made a decision as we are currently in the final evaluation phase. At this point, the new regulations for 2026 and subsequent years are not yet available. These will set out far-reaching changes to make the sport more sustainable, which is a prerequisite for Audi's possible entry." But wait, why does Volkswagen want to be in the Formula One race, and why do they want to race two brands instead of just one? Well, that will be a very logical question, considering the fact that Volkswagen owns a lot of sports car brands and it makes a lot of sense for the company to be a part of the best motorsports out there. Volkswagen entering the Formula One can be a huge news because we know that the Formula One is changing and it's becoming the perfect place for Volkswagen to be a part of. We already had new regulations for 2022 which changed everything about Formula One. But the new rule changes are not just limited to 2022, because we can expect a new engine specification by 2026. This means that so many other participants can also be a part of Formula One racing. Volkswagen Group already withdrew from Formula E, which is strange because Volkswagen brands have been looking into the future for developing green technology. One of the biggest selling points for Formula E to competitors is the fact that it was more affordable compared to the other global championships. To put things into perspective, Audi spent about hundreds of millions of dollars between 2000 and 2026 to win Le Mans 13 times. But if a competitor wants to compete and win Formula E, it is possible with a tiny fraction of that amount. The Formula E budgets are so low because so many technical aspects of the car come with so many restrictions because everybody uses the same chassis and even the batteries are standardized to prevent teams from engaging in an expensive arms race, which will then create power-dense batteries that will definitely excel on track, but it will not have any relevance for production cars. So Volkswagen did not lose anything when they left Formula E. 2026 is going to be the perfect opportunity for Volkswagen to be a part of the Formula 1 racing because before 2026, teams will have 3 seasons to understand these new regulations, and that will help them to build a successful car to meet the regulations that the FIA set for 2026. There are several reports suggesting that the 2026 Formula 1 engine is going to be more powerful and emotive. The aim is to cut weight and fuel consumption by using 2/3 of the fuel that these cars use today. It may be a drastically different engine, and it's going to be incredibly different from the 1.6-liter V6 engines that we have already. It looks like the Volkswagen Group Formula 1 engine program could be a standalone project, and it's not going to be a collaboration with Red Bull powertrains, as Porsche and Audi have several options. Formula 1 has been trying to convince the Volkswagen Group to commit to building a new power unit that meets the new regulations that are set to be introduced in 2026. The new regulations of the FIA World Motorsports Council have been specifically framed to encourage the Volkswagen Group to enter the Formula 1 scene. Everybody expected Volkswagen Group's entry to be a collaborative partnership between Red Bull and others, but it looks like that won't be happening. Volkswagen joining Formula 1 racing as an engine supplier instead of taking over a team completely might still happen. The original plan for the Volkswagen Group was a really good one, something that would benefit the company. According to the original plan, Porsche would partner up with Red Bull for an engine, and Audi would join another team with the same engine. This means Volkswagen Group can actually save a lot of money in research and development that goes to developing an engine, by splitting and sharing the resources required for research and development. This way, Volkswagen could then get the prize money from both of the teams. Volkswagen Group could undertake a power unit project that is tested and developed fully in-house. This makes a lot of sense because it would give Volkswagen more autonomy than a shared project with Red Bull. The engine would help Audi and Porsche to learn more about the sustainable fuel too, and we could get that in our vehicle someday. Audi clearly wants to build its own engines, and they have already taken over this project for that purpose. Back in 2008, Porsche was actually considering entering Formula 1 racing and was already working on an engine before that, but that did not go really well. This project is now taken up again by Audi. That makes things even more exciting, even though we still don't have any official announcement from Volkswagen yet, because it looks like Volkswagen wants to keep their secrets to themselves, and even Porsche has not made an official deal with Red Bull Racing.